Missouri lawmakers have concluded a busy veto session, passing several important business proposals into law. Welcome to Missouri Chamber Direct. I'm Karen Bushman. The General Assembly has acted to override vetoes to restore job training funding and bring fairness to the state's tax courts. With the overrides, partial funding for the Missouri Works job training program is returned to the budget. In addition, all Missourians will now be seen as innocent until proven guilty when the state's Department of Revenue sues them in tax court. Previously, some companies were presumed guilty in court, an unfair double standard that is finally fixed. Lawmakers failed to override vetoes of bills that would have helped strengthen the state's unemployment insurance system and require the Department of Revenue to give notification to businesses when they change tax laws. In a related hearing, a committee questioned Department of Revenue leaders about their decision to begin collecting sales tax from businesses such as dance studios and gymnastics facilities, some of whom were then hit with a heavy tax bill simply because they didn't know the rules had changed.
Dance studios where the little girls would go dance together. And we heard testimony from someone in the St. Louis area that had a business almost 40 years. And they never were aware that they were supposed to do this simply because, they're running their business, they're helping kids. They didn't request a letter, because they've gone along, and then they're stuck with this back. Because I guess you guys looked and said, oh, well, she's not paying her taxes. Do you notice patterns when you look at who's not paying? For example, if you do see more of these things, you think, well, here we go again, that this is someone who really is not aware of the changes.
I think, well, and again, it goes in some ways, the challenge we have is how do we fairly administer the tax laws? And on the one hand, you might have a business that says, I just didn't know. I'm selling t-shirts, I didn't know. Well, the shop next door knows and has been collecting the tax, and which is fair to say to the business that didn't know, well, you didn't know. The other business didn't has had a competitive disadvantage for as long as their neighbor has been ignorant of the tax law. So that's a challenge.
The Missouri Chamber is following this issue closely. The Missouri Supreme Court has announced a new ruling that threatens the state's cap on punitive damages. The decision in Llewellyn versus Chad Franklin National Auto Sales damages Missouri's litigation climate and could lead to increased costs for Missouri businesses. Read more about this case at mochamber.com. Finally, this week, a new report has given Missouri's educational system a D grade. The report states that student performance in Missouri is below average. The Missouri Chamber is working on a number of projects to improve student performance in our state. To read the new report and learn about our efforts, visit mochamber.com. That's all for this Missouri Chamber Direct. As the November election approaches, remember to study the issues and learn about the candidates by using the Missouri Chamber PAC's Election Action Center website at mochamberelectioncenter.com.